So it's been a while since I've recorded anything, but today I bought something new and I want to share it with you guys. It's a CanaKit. Inside, we're gonna have the newest Raspberry Pi with 8 gigabytes of RAM. I bought it directly from the CanaKit site. It's cheaper to buy it there than it is to buy it from Amazon. And let's see what we've got. Here is the actual Raspberry Pi with 8 gigabytes of RAM. Come on, open. Is there like some kind of child-proof mechanism? Or simply open here. Okay. Right. It's open, and this is the Raspberry Pi. So you got, I think these are the USB 3 ports. These are the USB 2. This is the Ethernet port, network port. Mini HDMIs and the USB-C for the power supply. This is the audio jack. And this is for the memory card, which we have right here. And now I'll need to flash it. I bought this from Amazon as well to plug it with my 2 monitors. Alright, and what else do we have in the packaging is the power supply. I bought these because it provides a little bit more amps than the official power supply. So, let's see. By the way, I used to build my own CanaKit option on the website from www.canakit.com, I would assume. I went there through the website, so I'm not sure if that's the link, but doing so allows me to just buy the components I need and save a few bucks there. Let's see. So this is the USB-C with a power button, and this is the actual power supply. So I would assume that this goes on here and this goes into the Pi like this. I'm not gonna plug it in right now because I still need to flash the memory card here, which I'm going to do. Come on. Probably, why not, right now. Memory card out. By the way, don't buy the memory cards from the CanaKit site. They're more expensive than Amazon. So, CanaKit, Amazon. Open. Okay. I guess if I did that earlier, it would have been easier. Alright, finally, I got it out. As you can see, I'm not the most nimble of all. Okay, now I'm gonna plug this into my computer. So now it's downloading. Writing 2%. As we do so, we're going to clean a bit. I'm waiting for my memory card to be set up for the flash drive. And as we're waiting for that, we're going to plug in everything else for this. So, let's see. These are micro HDMI to normal HDMI. So, or is it mini? I think it's micro. Yeah, it's micro. So what I would do is plug this into here, and this part would go to my monitor. If you have only one monitor, you should be using this one, the one closest to the power supply. If you have two, then you can plug in both. I'm just going to plug in both for the fun of it. Okay. And unplug my monitors. Oh shit. My billboard is tipping over. One. Two. I would assume I'll need to plug in my mouse as well, if I could just remember which one is which. Yeah, those two are it. So my mouse and my keyboard. I have a really tight setup, so it's normal that it's a mess. And it's still verifying. I wonder what would happen if I just plug it in without the memory card. Would it give me a snag? that's in. Now plug this in. As you can see, it's lighting up already. And the Pi is alive. Check my monitors. This is what I got. But did it stop for what? Okay, so there's an error. SD card not detected. So we really need to wait for the SD card to be completed before we could do anything. Raspberry Pi for 8 gigabytes. So, not much we could do there. But wait, it's almost done. So, we just wait for that. I'll probably do a cutscene. So right now, my computer is done flashing the card, so I'm gonna pull out and do a test run. Of the Raspberry Pi I just got. Alright, so continue. Need to inject it safely. So the option is not available, so I'll just assume it's good. Take this card, power it down. This is where the switch comes handy. I don't have to unplug it every single time. It's just an extra few bucks. So I'm gonna shove this card in. That's in. And I'm gonna put it on again. Let's see if I could get this to. Needs to step back a bit. So, not sure if it's going to work. It's normal to see this. I had the previous version of the the first version of the Raspberry Pi, and it does that every single time too. So I think that's normal. I'm just gonna hold on to this. So we're still waiting for it to boot. Everything's lighted. So waiting. It's loaded. We have a lovely scenery picture. But the user interface is not loaded yet. As you can see, the LED lights on my mouse and keyboard are already lighted, so it's getting power from the Pi. Okay, there's a welcome screen. Welcome to the Raspberry Pi desktop. Before you start using it, there are a few things to set up. Press next to start. Enter the details of your location. To use this, set the language of the time zone. So I'm just gonna put my location. Come on. By the way, the reason why it says UK, I think it's because the country of origin of the Raspberry Pi is the UK. I have to scroll all the way up to Canada. Go, Canada. English time zone. Time zone is... Why am I not familiar with these time zones? Yeah, I can't find mine here. Just gonna say Toronto. Using a US keyboard, use English line. I hope that is correct. Unless you have really high security stuff, I don't say change it because I don't use my previous Raspberry Pi often and I keep on forgetting the password. So what I do is I just put it as my, if you don't use it often, just keep it as Raspberry Pi, that way you know. But I'm going to put my normal password. So it's the same as my other Raspberry Pi. So it's asking if I see this black border here. I do. So I'm going to click yes. Now I'm selecting my Wi-Fi. Oh, by the way, the old version of the Raspberry Pi, there's no Wi-Fi integrated, so I had to buy an extra dongle for it. So if I take out my other Pi, it looks like this. You got a giant SD card and a dongle here, which kind of sucks because you lose one of the USB ports, and the old one you only get two USB ports. The new one you have 4. So it's better with the 4 USB ports and the integrated dongle. Integrated network card, I should say. But then again, that one was like one of the first. It's the first Raspberry Pi actually. Enter the password for your network. For updates, which is good. You want to work with the most up-to-date operating system. One of the things that I want to do is to be able to install Docker and be able to program using this. My original Raspberry Pi, the first version of it, the specs were too low and it was not able to. And it's no longer even supported by the Raspberry Pi community. So it kind of sucks. And because there were only 1 gigabytes of RAM, I believe. No, actually, 512 gigabytes of RAM. 512 megabytes of RAM. It wasn't able to run any other operating systems anymore. This one has 8 gigabytes. It has 16 times that, and it's a newer model. So hopefully I'll be able to do more with this. just gonna cut. So it's done downloading the updates and now it's installing. At the meantime, I started looking into what the Raspbian OS has. So you look into the main menu, if you click on Raspberry icon here, it comes with Genie programming editor. I wonder what language is this for. Not sure what language it is, but apparently this Thorny Python IDE is for Python. I know how to program in Python, so I clicked on it, and you notice that it's using Python 3.7, so that's good. I think we're at 3.9 now, but hopefully eventually I could update it. Let's click on the Genie programming editor. So let's see, what does it do? Let's look at text editor. Okay, build stuff. I would assume that you need to know the programming language it's for to be able to use it. I'll probably search it out later. Internet uses Chromium web browser. I would assume it's a free version of Chrome, or the open source version of Chrome, let's say. Not Chrome itself. Chrome is from Google. Chromium is an open source project, which Chrome is based on. So you click into it, you get to the Raspberry Pi web page. By the way, the Raspberry Pi 4 does come in this format where there's a keyboard and you could just plug stuff into it, which is quite handy. And they sell it as a lightweight computer, or Raspberry Pi 400, the $70 desktop computer. So let's see, what else does it say? All right, let's close this for now. And then sounds and video, we got VLC media player for videos. Image viewer, I would assume that's to watch pictures. Do we have anything? Nope, I don't think we have anything. Accessories. Archiver, I would assume that's a file. No, this is the file manager. There's a calculator. Oh, this is interesting. Raspberry Pi Diagnostic. Whether the S card reads and write fast enough to provide run test. Okay, that's just gonna take a while. Let's see, what else do we have? Hey, it's done. So I got a pass. Okay, so I'll close it right now. Or should I see show logs? It's just a text file. Oh, system is up to date. Okay. Start to run the applications. Click on the icon on top of restart to restart your Pi. So restart the Pi. As you can see, the black border that I had before is gone now, so that's good. So it did adjust the screen a bit, and everything looks good. My Wi-Fi is still there. We're going to continue to look. Let's see. Task Manager. What does this do? These are the process running. So close to 8 gigabytes of RAM. File Manager. These are the files in the system. So if you want to learn how to use the Linux terminal interface, I would assume you could use these Debian reference, get started, all this stuff here. So, oh, by the way, the terminal is here. What I'm really looking for is how to configure it. Boot. Okay, I want it to boot to CLI. Wait, splash screen, disable. Enable SSH, because I'll be using this remotely. Serial console and port. I need to enable this. Enable VNC, I believe. I do have a camera coming for this, so I'm going to enable this as well. I don't know what this stuff is. So, sure. Do I want to boot to desktop? I do know that in my other one I boot to the command line, and if I want, I would launch desktop manually. Okay, I'll just keep it like this for now and see. Reboot. So it's doing a lot of weird stuff. And as you can see, the command line interface is available. Now, if I want to go back to the desktop, let's see. I just type desktop. I'm gonna just search online. Oh, that's because this mouse doesn't work. Pi. Desktop. Still on. So it's startx. So if I type startx, let's see. All right, so there you go. I switch it to boot up with the command line, and if I want to start the GUI again, I just type startx. All right, it's kind of late, so I gotta go. Here you go. It's my new Raspberry Pi. As I mentioned before, order it from the CanaKit.com webpage. It'll be cheaper. And as for the memory card and the HDMI adapters, buy it from Amazon. It's cheaper there. Okay? All right. Good night.